Alright, so this is just a quick introduction to our new app. It's called Memory Map for All, and this is mostly for people who've used one of our apps in the past on an Android or iPhone or PC or Mac. It doesn't matter. This app is the same no matter what platform you're working on. When you first start it, you'll see it immediately downloads your small-scale base map for where you are. So just a quick tour of the main screen. We've got these buttons around the edges that kind of fade out of the way when if you leave it for a few seconds. So there we go, and it comes back when you touch the screen. So this one is the main menu. It's got the settings, it's got the edit layout tools, we've got a screen lock, and there's help. Over here on the right is the overlays menu. So there's a list of the overlays which you can sort or organize into categories. You can add a mark, add a route, record a track, search, and the search on this app is quite a bit more powerful. It searches your overlay database as well as the built-in place name feature database. You can import and export GPX files just as before, and we've got the memory map cloud sync, so you can easily copy overlays between different devices. Okay, so down at the bottom here is the map list, which is quite similar to the old app. We'll go through that in some detail now. And then bottom right is the GPS lock that brings your GPS position to the center of the screen. Now, here's a part that's completely new. Is on this app we have multiple pages, so you can move left or right through a whole set of pages. All of the pages are completely configurable. So by default we've got the map. We've got a map with a bunch of buttons and overlays, data panels and things like that. Those are all configurable. You can have screens that are just data, or you can have like half buttons, half map. It's completely up to you. Okay, so let's go back to the map screen now. And I'll just talk about how to install, if you're a previous memory map owner, I'll go through how to access your maps that are in your account. You go to the map list. So right now, I've just started it, so it's only showing the one map, which is the default map for where I am. If you tap on My Online Maps, then it prompts you to sign into your account. Okay, we'll sign in. Okay, so now it's showing all of the maps that I've had in the past. Notice that if you bought maps, unless you bought maps quite recently, they might be under old editions. So you might have to drill down into the old editions part of the menu there. But let's load the topo map for the area. Okay, so yeah, that was just showing my online maps covering the area that I'm currently viewing. If I built maps for other areas, then what I want to do is select my online maps and maps everywhere, and there I've got a much more extensive set of maps that covers anywhere in the world that I've accessed. So the best way to access your purchased maps is to use My Online Maps and Maps Everywhere. As long as the maps are available on our servers, then you'll be able to download them. So, of course, many of our users have had Memory Map for many, many years, decades in fact, and a lot of you like using some of the classic maps from years ago, and there's a lot of content that isn't on our digital map store. So how do you get those in? And actually, this is one of the most commonly asked questions that we get on our tech support. And this app has been enhanced to let you do that. So there's a feature here. If you go to the menu button in the map list, you'll see map storage. And there is a option here that says copy maps from. And so what you can do is put your maps onto something like a thumb drive, or just copy them onto your phone through the USB cable. But a thumb drive is a good way of keeping a backup of the maps. You can get thumb drives these days that will fit into an iPhone or an Android USB-C, and you can access them using the copy maps from. So this will go to a file browser. Now this part is dependent on what operating system you're using. On the Android, it actually depends. There's different kinds of file providers, so you might be able to get them from your Google Drive, you might be on or the iCloud, or a local drive like a thumb drive or whatever. What we're doing is we're just selecting the folder where the maps are stored, and what it'll do is copy the entire set of maps from that folder. All of these operating systems these days are very particular about an app accessing files outside of the app, and so we have to kind of give it special permission to access those. So what it's doing is it's copying the maps into the internal storage of the app. And so now when we go to Maps on Device and Maps Everywhere, we can see all the maps that brought in. Now, some of the maps that you've loaded might have that little padlock icon on it. What that means is it means it's locked. If you have that map in your account, then if you just tap on it, so here you see I've got 8 devices, 8 activations in my account, and so there's no problem just to open that map. That's how to access the full set of maps. Okay, let's talk about overlay data. Right, so if you've got some overlays in a previous version of MMfA, save them as a GPX file. On the PC, you use Save As. On the iOS or Android, you want to do a share or export of the overlays and save them as a file. If you've got them saved on your device as a GPX file, you can do an import, and so then you have to find the GPX file and import it. But there's a much easier way, which is to use the cloud sync, and that's designed so that you can have 2 or more devices with the same set of data. You change the data on one device and then sync it, and then you do the cloud sync on the other device, and they'll end up being the same. But you can use this between the 2 different memory map apps on the same device too. So if you've got memory map, the regular memory map app, if you do a cloud sync on there, and then in memory map for all, sign into your into the same account and do a cloud sync, and it'll automatically bring in the data that you had. So that's the way we recommend. When you do a cloud sync, it'll give you a summary of how many objects that have been brought in. Okay, I think that's enough to get started. I'm going to make another video that shows how to customize the pages, and then we'll do another one maybe with some more advanced stuff on the overlays. All right, I hope you enjoy it.